shock, the nerve, the audacity. Okay.
All right. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hold on, man. Are we ready? You ready to do this shit?
I am ready.
All right. Welcome back, guys. We are back with this. We're starting off. I'm off. I feel off.
Wow.
I feel off. I don't know, but we already started. So let's do it. What's up, Jemm? How you doing?
Well,
Besides eating
as
pizza.
a wise woman once said, my fat ass is eating right now.
Who said that?
What's her name? Eyebrow girl.
Hey.
I'm just eating my pizza here.
We're with the shits already. Okay,
Early.
I like it. I like this energy.
But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm still in my scrubs from my day job.
I didn't do shit today because I was supposed to go to work, but my car broke down yesterday, and then again today. So I spent all day doing that shit. But other than that, I slept.
Adult life.
Yeah, you know the vibes. So yeah, first of all, I wanted to shout out everybody who's been sharing our shit and talking about it, and whether it's positively or negatively. We've gotten, I don't know if you guys saw the post, but we got like 14-something thousand shares the other day, which is wild because it was out of nowhere. So
our engagement is going up.
And you know the one that said, "Oh, that's why you guys get no likes and no shares." Like, well, here we are. So, you know, not for nothing, I don't want to talk about her anymore, the person anymore, because we apparently gave her a whole episode, which I'm still trying to figure out which episode that was.
Me too, I'm confused.
Was that a demo that we weren't part of? Because
where were we?
Anyways, let's get off that.
All right, so
shit. Let's talk about real shit.
We got so much going on, okay, and I want to talk about things first. Kanye. First of all,
Yeezy?
Kanye has been hurting me since 2017.
You heard me when he dropped Yay.
He's been hurting me with his political choices. Besides that, but he's just been hurting my feelings, and he's been hurting me with every time I think he's gonna put out like a banger. It's like it's okay. So he's coming out with this album that's supposed to be dropping tomorrow on the 25th.
Well, yeah,
depending on when you listen to this episode. So we've been waiting on that. I've been following him on Twitter and everything, following on all social media, just seeing, you know, the vibes and what he's putting out. He's been doing his Sunday service, which is cool. But I don't know, like, recently I saw that in the interview that he did with Zane Lowe, he pretty much said that he is a god, like he's the god of the music industry. And it's just such a Kanye thing to say that I wanted it to be like, people to come out and be like, oh my god, like Kanye said this. But I mean, Kanye always says that.
It's expected.
You know?
I was just kind of more, I didn't read or watch the whole interview. I saw little bits of clips of it. Just because I know what Kanye interviews usually are like, and I just wasn't in that energy to listen to the whole thing. But I did see some part where he was saying that he was kind of contemplating quitting rap music because it was the devil's music, and how he was trying to persuade people who were working on his album to not practice sex before marriage. And I'm like, fam, who the fuck, like, who are you to tell people to do that just because they're working on your album? Like,
I just
it threw me off. Like, all right, cool, he's rebranded himself. Maybe this is his way of rebranding himself after all the bullshit with Trump, and maybe this is his way of redeeming his image. But you're not doing, I mean, okay, cool, you found God, that's cool, whatever. But you just kind of, he's like being like one of those people that put everybody else who has other beliefs down.
Right.
Like, you know, he's saying we got like vegans where you're like, oh my god, you eat meat, that's so nasty. Like, you're gonna go.
But
like,
and that's the thing
like that,
too.
You know
is
what I mean?
like, you know, everything that he says at this point is not surprising. Everything is so Kanye. Like you said, like you went on the energy to watch that, you know, interview, and I feel like a lot of us have kind of gotten to that point with him. Like we're just not on that energy to watch this anymore. Like it's like everything he says is the same thing over and over again. Which makes sense because, I mean, look at, you know, his political affiliation. Everything is just being ran around in circles with him. So it's kind of like I'm not expecting anything new from him. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
So
like you said, it's nothing really wows me. Like, actually, there's one thing that I did. I heard a clip of him talking to Kim.
Yeah.
And he was saying something about how he didn't appreciate all the provocative pictures that she was posting online, of herself because of the person that he is now, how religious he is. But I'm like, fam, like
that's your bread and butter.
Like, first of all, that's how she made herself with a sex tape.
That's her bread and butter.
And that's her brand. Yeah, and that's what's she's always promoting all this clothes and underwear, whatever, in the way that she does, and it worked for her. I'm not complaining because she looks great
in her own.
Right, and you
brand.
knew what you got yourself into. You used to praise about it. You used to rap about it. You used to, praise to Kim on your music. And now that you're,
you know what this reminds me of? You remember when Mace he went off?
Yeah.
And then he came back on this whole, church tip. He came back on this, like, Pastor Mace thing. This is kind of like what Kanye is giving me right now, is this vibe. And it's like, I did see that clip, too, of him talking to Kim. And it was kind of like, who do you think you are? Like, like, this is your wife. This is what she's been doing, like, half her life. She turned...
And he was like, okay, all right, okay, like, I'm not winning.
Right. Like, you're arguing with someone who, she created her brand before she even met you.
Word.
So you can't come in now because you found Christ for the third time and thinking that you're going to, tell someone to, hey, stop doing this. And
if he would have been, if he would have had a problem with it from, off the rip when they started dating, and... he already had a problem with the way how provocative she might have been on her social media. Okay, I could roll with that, but you can't just out of nowhere change your mind on what she's posting just because, now you found God and now you're
right.
promoting Jesus, you're promoting whatever it is that you're promoting on your album.
You're like, throwing her under the bus for what she's been doing for
like, fam, she looks great. I want to see it. I want to keep seeing it. Don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So okay.
But and that's cool. I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna listen to the album. Gospel's not my thing. I know that Kanye can make good music, and he'll probably find a way to make it.
There's no doubt that he's a musical genius.
Because if it sounds anything like that one joint on
Jesus
The
Walks?
Life of Pablo, the one of The Life of Pablo, the Ultralight Beam, the joint with, if it sounds anything like that, I'll listen to it.
I'm gonna listen to it because I've been a Kanye fan since I can remember.
Too. So I'm not gonna go out of my way, like waiting for it. Like this other music I've been waiting for, but we'll see. All I can say is, I just didn't like when he said that he almost quit rapping because of the Devil's music. I'm like, fam, this is what made you who you are.
And it's just so flip flop. It's just so flip-flop.
It's wild because you would not be Kanye West if it wasn't for rap. If Jay didn't discover you because he was doing gospel.
But again, it's like, this is nothing surprising from this man.
No, not at all.
Every year some dumb shit that he, what I mean? Like every year something else.
Yeah, and like I guess there should be other things that upset me that he's saying, but I'm a piece of shit that I don't care about. Like, but this is what did it for me when he said, "Oh, music, the Devil's music, rap is the devil." I'm like, fam, maybe, but like, come on.
So with that being said, let's go to our next topic, which is going to be.
What are we talking about now?
Haters. Okay, and I'm just going to put this... I hate that word.
Yeah.
I hate it, but I feel like it's... I don't want to say hate. I almost think it's like immaturity.
Yeah.
If you're mad that somebody has something else that you don't have. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be really honest with you. There's a lot of people... that I don't want to say I hate on them, but I don't care for them. But I'm not going to say...
Yeah, I don't have enough energy to give,
Right. Like, I don't have enough energy to hate someone
you know
because they have something that I don't, or because of, them being popular on Twitter or whatever. I just don't care.
No.
But there are people that really don't want to see you doing good. They don't
like, I might be bitter. Like, there might be times where I'm bitter.
Right.
But I don't want to say... I'm not going to say I hate you or I hate what you're doing or, But, I might be bitter, and it's probably because of some shit that somebody... might have done to me or whatever, but I think there's a difference between being bitter and hating on something or somebody that
But I think that now it's really crazy, and I guess we're gonna have to just bring this up again. I don't want to, but we're gonna have to. Going out of your way to comment something on, negative on
that isn't true and cannot be proven.
Right, on someone's business profile or something like that. I really feel like you're taking it to the next level. And I say what I say because nobody's gonna check me. So ever. Nobody's gonna check me. So it's like you go out of your way to just purposely be hating on us and doing all this stuff. And here's my thing: if you want to say something, create your own show, create your own outlet. For you to pretty much put your feelings out there, and things like that. But there's really no reason to have a continuous moment of hating on somebody. And I'm really thankful that, people in my life have kind of put me in my place when it comes to stuff like that, because I do start hating on someone, then it takes over, and I want to just, you know what I mean, like keep on going with that. But it takes so much energy out of you to really hate people.
Yeah.
And it's just, at the end of the day, it's not worth it.
It's that energy that I don't have, and especially when they're speaking things that one, are not true, and two, are not really going to bother me. You know what I mean? Like someone so said, oh, for example, like, nobody listens to your shit and you don't have any whatever. And I'm like, well, is that, we just had 14,000 shares in like a day.
Right.
So it's like, that's just, you know what I mean? I'm not doing this to brag and boast about this, but it just kind of proves the point where you're like, what did you get out of saying whatever you said about us? Because like now everything is obviously, and like if you're sharing, you're talking about it, no publicity is bad publicity to me.
Yeah, and
we're being talked about.
And all that
you
talking,
listen to the show. You obviously listen to our episodes.
Right.
So I appreciate it. Thank you for, you know what I mean?
And all that talking, and it's like, you know what? That night I went to sleep and I woke up, so I'm good.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like, we woke up, our kids were good, we were eating, we have a place to stay, we're good. So it's like...
One thing I will say, though, is that was mentioned in that, said review, whatever it's called, that person felt like all we use our platform for is to belittle people and talk about people, and I don't think that's true. And if it is, and if that's what how you think we're giving it up, I want to kind of apologize, because that's not what I'm trying to. That's not what we're doing here. I'm not here to talk about anybody.
But I want to swing that back.
But I just feel like there's shit that needs to be addressed.
Well, let me swing that back.
You know what I mean?
We don't do that, but when it comes to this specific person, then yes, I am I am using my platform to talk shit, because like I said, nobody is going to check me.
No, exactly.
So
other people, to be addressed, but I feel like they made it seem like it was like
right. That's not what we're doing at all. And if you listen to our show, you know that we are. We put out the good vibes, and we put out all the things. But yeah, we're gonna have topics that we feel strongly about. That it may come off in a way that we're being assholes, but we're not.
No, we're not.
We just feel strongly about these things. And like I said, I'm wishing, and it's really stupid for me to kind of go back and contradict myself, but not saying that I'm hating on this person, but this positivity goes out to everybody but this person, and that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody listening to it, everybody listening, unless your name is Ashley Sellers, all positivity to you but her. And that's how I feel. Everybody on earth except for her. I feel like, there was no reason to do that. If you want to talk to someone about something, message them privately. But don't create this platform where you're putting out this stupid hate, over something that you could have easily just checked me on. So, that's really what I have to say about haters. I feel like people say all the time, there are people that really don't want to see you doing good. And that's cool, and they do what they do with that information, and then keep it moving.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of like acknowledge that, because I don't want it to be like, shut the fuck up. I don't want it to be like we only use our platform to bring people down, because I think that's the opposite of what we're trying to do. But there are, like Jemm said, there are times where shit needs to be addressed, and we need to talk about shit and address people, because this is what our platform's for. Right. This is all talk. Like, this is us talking about what the fuck we want to talk about.
Exactly, it's our podcast.
You know what I mean?
We pay for this every month.
Word.
It's ours.
We're paying. You know what I mean? And so we're gonna talk about what we want to talk about, and that's the freedom of a podcast. That gives us the freedom to say what we want to say, how we want to say it. If you know what I mean. And there's no why should we filter ourselves? You know what I'm saying? So.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, so that will be the last time that we address this person.
Yeah, we're not doing this again.
We said what we had to say. I'm not getting my money back. Apparently, I'm not getting my Apple Watch back. So, it is what it is. But that's it. We're gonna keep it moving from now on. No more of that bullshit, because it's just energy and time that we gotta pay. For this shit to be mastered. We gotta pay for, in the longer time that we take. We have real life
problems right now.
Yeah, come on now,
So,
I quit
speaking
drinking.
of that,
you
did?
Yeah, I haven't drank.
Wow.
My birthday was the last time that I drank, and so I haven't drank since. So I'm a little tense and shit, but it's cool.
That's good. Okay, so speaking of that, we're gonna go into bad habits, quitting bad habits, and I think it's really good that you just brought that up.
You like that?
And I feel like I don't want to say drinking is a bad habit. I feel that there are some people that can tolerate it. There are some people that can't. And not everybody's the same. I think, for me, I've talked on the show before about having substance abuse problems. So because of that, I choose not to drink, because I know myself. I know that, with anxiety and depression comes bad, decisions, and you make bad choices. So I feel like, that was a habit that I had to quit. And it's really hard to quit bad habits. Like, my biggest thing was, this is going to sound really stupid, but I used to bite my nails a lot when I was anxious. So I started getting acrylics. I can't bite through this because it's an acrylic nail. So I feel like with every type of bad habit. Okay, so I just want to say something that my husband tried to call me out because I said I was going to drink a beer. Also,
Spicy.
Quitting a bad habit. I didn't. So I think that, that just goes to show that you can put these habits aside.
I quit smoking
which
however
is huge,
long ago,
which
was
is
dope.
huge.
It was because not that I did it for a very long time, but I think I did it for about 2 years, and
that's a long time.
Yeah, I guess anything you do, I think it's like 2 weeks or more, it becomes a habit. Mm-hmm. So I like to say it was a pretty big deal for me that I stopped doing it. I just I decided to just stop drinking because I'm at a point in my life where I'm kind of trying to eliminate shit that is not like good for me,
right?
Or it's not like what's the word I'm looking for? Like that's not benefiting me.
Yeah, beneficial.
It doesn't need to be. It's not beneficial for me. Mm-hmm. I don't need it. So I stopped drinking. And it feels good. I mean, I feel better. You do crave a beer once in a while because it's not like I was an alcoholic. I mean, I was when after me and my daughter's mom broke up. I became a really heavy drinker. Like, it was every day, before work, during work, after work, it was bad. Right. And I kind of cut down a little bit on it, and then I just and now I just kind of realized, like, I don't want to do it. I don't need to do it. So I just kind of decided.
And you bring up a good point too, is that when you're trying to kill a bad habit, a lot of people feel like, oh, you have to do it immediately. You have to rush it and not stop doing this. It's like, give yourself, a realistic
there's some things
goal.
that you can't. It's like, and there's a lot of shit, like, for a lot of people, if you just quit drinking out cold, it could be bad for your health. Like, because some people are so dependent on it, they have to, not that I was, thank God, but they have to progressively slow down on it. And then, and that's how I did with cigarettes, because I was really dependent on the motherfuckers. I was, I would go through 1-2 packs a day. Mm-hmm. I started, 1 pack. Then I would just kind of only do it on the weekends, and then once in a while when I drink, and now it's just not at all. So it's
But you gave
it can
yourself,
be done. Right, and I paced myself. I wasn't just like, I'm just gonna stop like that, and I tried doing that, and I knew that it didn't work out. I would just be like, no, this is my last pack. I'm gonna throw it away. I don't need to. And then some shit would go down that would trigger my anxiety, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta go to the store and pick up a pack, and that was it, and I was right back in the cycle. And then I realized that, you don't have to quit right away. You have to cold turkey. You could just progressively slow down, and obviously it worked for me. So,
and I think that's just the reality of things is, like, a lot of people have habits and things that we do that are not healthy for us, physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think,
and it's not just substance. Like, that's another thing.
Yeah,
it's not just
and
substance.
Honestly, like, for me,
it could be people.
One of my things would be anger, like, really, really quick to anger. And
Word.
and that's a bad habit. And it could lead to so many, bigger issues. So for me, it was like, I had to kind of sit down with myself and identify, okay, what are my triggers and what is the cause of me being so angry? And then give myself time, to kind of implement those things that I realized about myself, in my daily patterns to kind of put that anger, at bay. Am I going to say that I don't get angry very fast and I want to, like, beat somebody up? I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all.
Right.
But at the same time,
recognizing is an issue.
Right.
That's
I recognize the bad habit because not only did I recognize it, but other people around me started to say, hey, listen, you have a bad habit of doing X,
Relax.
Y, Z.
Right.
Right. And I mean, you've called me out on it. Like, my husband has, like, my best friend. Like, I just have this thing with anger, and it's a very bad habit. So I'm trying to give myself time to implement all the changes, and just kind of really understand, like, what triggers me and what gets me to that point, so I can kind of start putting that away. I'm not going to say I'm be walking around smiling from ear to ear, but I am kind of changing and kind of, once I get mad, I'm quick to pull myself out of it.
Yeah.
So
it's good to, recognize and kind of work on shit, because it's, and yeah, it might, affects people around you, but the biggest goal is because it's good for you. You know what I mean? Because you should continuously every day try to better yourself. Like, I don't think,
because if you don't better yourself, nobody's going to want to be around you. You know, it's going to be harder for you to maintain relationships and you know, whether that
family,
be
anything.
Yeah, whether any type of relationship that you have, if you're not working for yourself, then you're not going to be able to proceed. And what is that? So one of my favorite people, RuPaul. If you can't learn to love yourself, how can you love someone else type thing? And that's really the truth because if you're out here acting, you know, you're treating yourself like crap and you're not giving yourself the chance to grow and to identify with things you have going on, you're really not going to be able to grow with a single person on this earth.
And that's what I've been working on for myself. Like, it's funny that you mentioned that specifically, because that's what I've been trying to do. Like, after all the relationships and bullshit and wasted times that I've been dealing with lately, that's what it was. I was like, all right, well, you know what I mean? You don't need to be looking for that.
Right.
Look internally. Bring back, like, the person that you were before everything started going down and you became, you know, a depressed piece of shit that I have been for the past 4 years. You know, it's like looking back and kind of, you know, trying to see what it is, what's missing. Like, what were you doing before that you're not doing now that you were so happy with yourself? So it's like, you know, like you said, you gotta love yourself before you can love anybody else, and you can't look for happiness in other because
you will never find it.
You'll never.
You
have to make yourself happy, and then find that person that can share your happiness and can contribute to it. But it's nobody's job to make you happy, no matter who you are. Parents, kids, wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend. It's not their job. Their job is to contribute and help you grow. But they don't have to make you happy. You make yourself happy, and they contribute to it. Because then it becomes a team effort that everyththing becomes easier to do and to see and so that's, you know, I'm being mad hypocritical right now because I'm good at giving all this advice. I'm so good at it.
If I see you post another status about being single, it's gonna be me and you.
But I'd be wilding.
Wait,
somebody said something. You know what's funny? Somebody said something to me about, you know, this somebody, you know who it is, but somebody said something about what I post on Facebook, because that's a conversation that I have with people every single day, and it's the fact that I just post so much wild shit on Facebook, and
but
everybody
then you talk to you and it's the opposite.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is like, I don't think it's the opposite. It just, people need to really get to know me and know when I'm being serious and when I'm just talking shit. Because if you look at my posts on Facebook specifically, 95% of the shit that I'm posting, I'm just wilding. I'm just talking shit. It's I'm at work and I'm bored. I'll just think of something. I'm just going to post it. But it's like, a lot of people have the misconception that I'm posting shit because I'm going through that. But I'm just like, no, I'm just being,
or you're being like, what's the word? Are you trying to like sub people?
Yeah, like I'm being indirect, or I'm just like, nah, fam, I have no problem tagging you. And you know this.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, me and you have no problem. So it's like,
absolutely not.
It's funny. It's like, you know, that I have that conversation with people like every day, and I've you know, lost friendships and I guess potential relationships, you could call it, because of that, because they took it as in like, oh wow, what would you say that? What about me? Or like, it's like I'm not appreciated or this and that. I'm like, I'm not a person that takes social media seriously, as in like applying it to like real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. I'm not gonna take something that you posted and say, well, wow, how come, what would you say that? Unless it's like my name is on it and you're directly speaking to me, I'm not bringing it up. I don't care who you are. Like, people post funny shit. Like, I think that's what I like doing. I like posting shit that makes people laugh, and I make myself laugh, and I just, you know, I look ignorant sometimes, but it's funny. And it's like, and but
it's just social media.
And that's all it is. But it's like, somebody said, what I was, you know, getting at, that this person said that they realized that I had like a social media persona, and then I'm like, hold up, man, like, what the fuck? What does that mean?
I think the only person I have ever met in my life that doesn't have an online persona is my husband. He does, like, the way that he is on social media is the way that he is in real life. And I'm not gonna lie, like, myself on social media, I'm kind of different from how I am in person, because it's social media. It's just, to me, it's like, whatever. Like, you can post whatever and nobody knows if it's the truth, if it's not the truth. And
that's what I like doing. I like people guessing. Like, is he really going? Well, we'll never know.
And I feel like, a lot of people are like that, and that's what social media was created for. It's like you get to express yourself and be your own person. You remember MySpace? Like, we were all just on there wilding out and posting all this different stuff. And I mean,
I'm taking you off my top 8 because you're being a hoe.
Right. That was just in real life. You can't take people off your top 8. Well, you can, but you know what I mean. But like,
you got like a top 1.5.
But I feel like people really take social media sometimes to the extreme.
And then like people and I honestly don't see a problem in the way I use social media, and I see it being worse when people are posting like their entire fucking issues on social media, like relationship, like, oh, so and so said this and then we're fighting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're posting their entire, like...
loves it because I could be at lunch and I'm just, oh, so-and-so... People are tagging this person. Word. But another part of me is kind of like, I feel like it's almost like a cry for help. Because people post these things because they want advice, they want the validation and the feedback from people online.
What's that one Drake song that he's... I know a girl that's crying out for help, but her latest caption is "Leave me alone."
Yeah,
like that.
And I feel like a lot of people are like that, because that is just the gist of social media. Is you can really be whoever the hell you want to be. I
know
on
a girl's happily married till she pulls out her phone. I'm like, yeah, I know a few of those. And that's another crazy thing. That's like, kind of like, not to talk about social media so much, but it's like all these people that for the most part, their relationships and on social media, they make the relationship perfect. Like, it makes everybody else like, wow, I wish I had that kind of relationship. You don't know what the fuck is going on behind, scenes.
Right.
Like, I could be one that, like, when I wasn't going through the rough patches with my past relationships, I wouldn't post about it. So when, like, me and whoever would break up, they were like, oh, shit, how? Like, all the shit you were posting, you guys look so happy. I'm like, I'm not going to post our fucking fights on Facebook if that's what you're asking for. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what it's for, but it's like... That's the thing with social media. Is like, that's why I don't really post serious shit on it, because
people just want to know things just to know things. They're not really invested in your... unless it's like your, your grandmother. I could only say the only person I think really who's invested in my happiness is my grandpa. Is actually my husband's grandfather. He just likes all the nice things and sends us love and everything. But everybody else just wants to be in your business.
Yeah, like that's the thing. That's why I say, like, it's stupid and dumb and wrong to post your social or your issues and whatever you're going through on social media, because half of the people don't give a fuck and the other half are just judging you. Nobody's gonna go out of the way to help you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, why do it? I just wild out on Facebook, and if you guys laugh at it, cool. If you think that I'm actually subbing at you, and that's the thing, if you think that I'm talking about you and whoever I'm posting, you should probably ask yourself why you think that. Like, what did you do to make you think that? Because, like, I have no problem telling you in person, like, yo, So, speaking of social media, since we got on that tip, it's kind of related to this next subject, which I kind of think I misunderstood. Long distance relationships versus meeting in person. Also, I want to add in friendships, long distance friendships. And I'm going to piggyback off a couple of different topics. I think long distance friendships are like the best fucking thing. Like, I have one of my best friends, her name is, and she's a listener, Chelsea, and she lives in Michigan, and she's always been there. We met in like a video chat room back when like MySpace was still vibe. And we've been friends since, and she's like one of my closest, like, I love her to death, and it's cool. You know what I mean? When you can form a friendship that And I think that's strong.
Yeah, I think honestly, like those type of friendships are really the strongest friendships. But I did see something today that was posted on Twitter, and it was like, meet your internet friends. And I think that, you know, I have a couple of girlfriends on Instagram that live that live far away. Like, I want to shout out Sable. She's one of the most like amazing people I've ever met in my life.
That's a dope name. Is that her real name?
Sable, yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
I think she lives in Portland.
Can we take a trip?
She's amazing. She's an amazing person. I've never met the girl a day in my life, but we talk every day. You know, she'll check on me and I'll check on her. We send memes and stuff. I mean, I'm almost closer to her than I am to people that I see every day in real life. So I think that, you know, long distance friendships really are amazing. But another thing too that I want to kind of mention with that is being friends in real life is really hard.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting because you want to be friends with people, but you don't want to have to see them constantly. Because you have a lot of, for me personally, I'm busy every single day. There's not a single moment that I have to myself where I can be like, okay, I'm going to chill. So I think that when we have friends in real life, we feel like we're obligated to see them a lot. And that's really not how it works.
I think that's what makes long distance friendships specifically that much more dope because it's like an unconditional friendship. You know what I mean? Like they're not looking for you to take them out or help them out with so and so. It's like they're literally just there for you because they care for you and they talk to you often and they message you and you call them. Like she's probably the only person that I like, Chelsea, that I was talking about, that I like FaceTime with. Like when I went to Colombia last time, I literally went into like a chat room and paid money to like video chat with her because we were that good of friends. It's like, and it's cool to have that kind of shit because every time I've been in like my roughest patches of my life, which is the past however fucking many years, she's been like constantly checking up on me and encouraging me. So it's like, it's cool to, not saying that it's not cool to have like personal, close friendships where you can see them, but it's like a whole different thing, because a lot of times it's hard to read people's intentions in a friendship. It is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and again, it's like that crazy obligation that you feel like I have super bad anxiety and depression sometimes, and I really, want to be with my husband like 99% of the time. I just want to hang out with him. And sometimes it's really hard for me to go out places, and if he's not with me, then it's kind of like, I feel kind of weird. And that just has started happening lately, and I think it's just because I'm getting older and things are changing. So I feel like a lot of people, when they say they want to hang out with you, they just want it to be you, versus like, I want my husband to come. You know what I mean?
That's what she said.
So it's like, hard because I'm like, I really feel shitty not hanging out with people because I don't want to be like alone. Does that make sense?
Right. No. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
Versus like my online friends, I can just like, we text each other. Like I said, Sable will message me on Instagram. My friend Abby, shout out to Abby. She will message me and we'll talk on Twitter or whatever. And I don't feel like crazy obligation because if we're busy, then we're busy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So also too, like, okay, so we're going to talk about long distance relationships. I have been doing long distance relationships since I was like in the 6th grade when we started using online chat rooms, like you said, like MySpace and stuff. And honestly, a small part of me as I got older, I was like, this is really like not realistic.
I think all my relationships are long distance because I don't want to be around them all the time. I'm in a different state.
Well, I was thinking like when me and my husband started talking when he didn't live near me. I mean, he lived like 30 minutes away from me. But to me, I was like, okay, I couldn't even handle that. I couldn't even handle being away from him for like 2 days. So I was like, I don't know how people, and if you're in a long distance relationship, like shout out to you.
It makes it hard. It's hard.
But it's hard.
It can't be easy, man. Like you said, props to whoever has been doing that. And because it's crazy because when you meet somebody that's in a long distance relationship, it's usually like has been going on for a long time. Mm-hmm. Like I've never met somebody that's like, oh yeah, no, we just fresh on this relationship. It's always like, oh yeah, we've been seeing, or we've been in a long distance relationship for 1-2 years. It's like we travel as much as we can. So it's like, they do make a valid point, a good point, where they said that it makes it that much more worth it and sweeter when they do get to see each other and spend time with each other. But it's like,
but it's also mentally,
I'm needy as fuck.
It's also mentally exhausting because I have a friend. I'm not going to say her name. I don't want to put her out there, but she was in a long distance relationship for about 3 years, and this this person, so the distance was from North Carolina to Canada.
Oh, shit.
And she would go back and forth, and then he would go back and forth. Yes. So it became to the point where she was feeling really emotionally exhausted.
Did she go to the
traveling constantly. So it's
exhausting.
Yeah, just watching her literally like break down over this kind of like, as a friend, it really hurts you because it's like you don't want to see your friend suffering, but at the same time, I knew that she was really in love with this person.
Right.
But can you just imagine, like, she has children, he has children, the constant back and forth, crossing, it's an international trip for her. It's just, sometimes it seems unrealistic. Now, if it's like 2 hours away, that's a different story. This is a story for Neve if it's 2 hours away and you guys are having a hard time.
Like Catfish Neve?
Yes, like meeting each other and hanging out.
His wife is bad. Let me just say, I love her.
But I think in that sense,
and you gotta think about like going deeper than that. If you're in a long distance relationship, and let's say one of the people in that relationship does something to violate the other person's trust, it's gonna be rough. Like how do you trust somebody you don't live with?
Right.
That you're not even close to, that you can't check up on, that if you really want to be one of those people that drive by their crib and see what they're up to, you can't even do it. So if you lose that trust, but you still feel like you want to make it work, you literally have to go based off what they're saying. So how do you do that?
Right, but
you
I feel like honestly, if you can't trust someone from the jump, then I mean.
Oh yeah, no, I was saying, but I'm saying if something happens.
Okay, but I mean like
down the line,
right?
You know
and I don't know. I feel like it's not for the weak of heart.
No, I couldn't do it.
I couldn't either. I mean, I'm picturing, like, my husband and I during the beginning of our relationship, we were talking about him going to another state to make a little bit more money, and then me moving with our son, and there was just absolutely no way. Like, after a little bit, I thought about it and it settled in. Like, there was no way that I could do a long distance relationship, and we were already married. So,
right.
It's just, I don't know. Like, it's just for me, I personally could not do it.
No, I couldn't either. And like I said, for the people who can do it, that's, shout out to y'all, and that's props, because it takes a really strong person, physically, even mentally, morally, to be able to deal with that and make it work day by day, and knowing that, you don't get to just hit that person up and say, hey, I'm coming over with dinner or takeout and a movie, let's do this. You just literally have to be like, all right, well, in a couple months, I'm going to try to go fly up and see you. And it's the thing is, like, especially, like you said, with kids, that's a lot harder, because you can't just drop whatever the fuck you want and just say, I'm just going to fly up to whatever you're at and see you. You have kids, you have a job, school. It's wild.
But you know what? On a different tip, if you're single, then that's a whole different thing. If you're both single and you guys are living like, Sex in the City type of life, and you can get on a plane and go see them, and you do your thing, like, go ahead and do that. But I feel like for some people, it's just not realistic. And it's like I said, I'm not hating or anything like that.
Like flying them out if you're single.
Yeah.
Is that tricking? Would that be considered tricking?
I don't think so.
If you're flying somebody out, just to spend like a weekend with them?
No, absolutely not. I think if you're in a relationship with someone,
no, not a relationship. Like if you're just,
I mean, even if you're talking to someone and you guys like are on that level, then I see no problem with being, in the famous words of City Girls, flew out, And I mean, I've had that done to me. I've had somebody fly me out to visit them, and it wasn't like anything crazy. Like, we were actually talking, we liked each other,
right.
Like, and I was flown out to this place. It didn't work out that well, but I don't think it was anything like that. It just wasn't for us, like after we met or whatever, it just wasn't for us. I'm
gonna get you an Uber. That's the best I can do for you.
Yeah, it just wasn't
like a $20 Uber. After that, nah.
But yeah, I don't think it.
Okay, I just wanted your input on that, because I was speaking to a friend of mine about that, and him and I kind of absolutely agree that it was tricking. If it was just not somebody that you're talking to or relationship with, if it's just somebody you're just trying to get smashed.
Which then I think that if that happens, then it just makes the man look really dumb on your part.
That's what I was, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so we're on the same page. You know what I mean? Like if you
man or woman.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
If you're literally just paying for somebody's ticket just so you can come in, they can fly out, smash, and then fly them back. Like
then you're just wasting. There's plenty of people in your town that you can do that with. You know what I mean? Like
not here.
Yeah, not in Melbourne.
No. So yeah,
let's talk about your birthday.
But that was a good topic, though. That was a cool topic. Shout out to
Rose. Yeah,
Rose. That's who it was. Shout out. That was a cool topic.
We love
her. One of the biggest supporters for sure.
I really do love her.
So shout out to you. Thank you for the support. Keep them coming. Keep keep up the what's the word I'm looking for? Topics.
Yeah.
Ideas coming, and we'll definitely if we want to address them, if we know about them, because there was another one that she asked me to address, but I didn't feel like I knew enough about it to talk about it, so I let her know. So it's like I don't want to jump into a topic that I'm gonna sound more ignorant than I already do on.
Right.
So there's sometimes where we'll just be like, well, you know what, we're not really 100% comfortable speaking of it, so we'll either do research or not.
Yeah.
But shout out to Rose, everything, and let's just talk about my birthday.
So that was fun.
That was last week? No, it was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, yeah. 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, we now came out with.
So something so crazy. So when we got back to your house, there was a frog that was like this big.
Ugh.
And I just cannot, like, when I think about your birthday, that's all I can think about. And if you know me, you know that I'm terrified
I hate
of
frogs.
frogs.
I'm really glad to see it because I would fuck my shit up.
It was literally, I swear to God, like this big.
I hate frogs. That's my phobia.
But me too. But other than that, Your birthday was pretty fun. I mean,
and
that was
Denny's.
like my first. Oh my god,
that was wild.
That was my first. Okay, so your birthday was like one of the first things I went to without drinking, and I had so much fun. And you know, it takes us back to our what is it? Bad habits.
Yeah.
I realized I can have fun without being completely shit-faced.
So okay, no. The next day I did drink too. I went to Disney Springs with Joe. Brother Joe went to House of Blues, and they had like outside bands playing all day, and it was really dope. So I drank there. But then a couple of days after, I went to my buddy Marlon asked me to go to the debauchery with him one night during the week, and I went, and I had a good time, and I didn't have not one fucking sip of beer. I had water the whole time. It was funny because the bartender.
So proud of you.
Thank you. The bartender, you know, she knows me because I frequent that place a lot. She was like, "Oh, do you want Stella?" And then I was like, "No, I quit drinking. Let me get her water." And she looks at me and she's like, "Did you quit manners too?" And I was fucking dying because I was like, "Wait, what?" She's like, "No, please, thank you." I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry." But yeah, no, it was cool. I think it's always funny when you go out and you're the sober one around everybody else.
But everyone,
I enjoyed that shit.
But everyone in our group was not sloshed. Everyone was like,
I think the one person that drank the most was me, and I was fine.
Everybody was
what are you
fine.
laughing? What do you mean?
I don't even remember.
Wait.
But I think, okay, so the greatest moment of your birthday, and I'm just going to be ironic here, was we went to Denny's for Chris's birthday. And honestly, it was my fault because my best friend wanted to go home because we're like, it's getting late. She was tired. My stupid ass kept on insisting that we go and get food. And then
Denny's was my idea.
Okay,
so I'll take the blame. I'm gonna take the fire for that because you guys were hungry. I said, "Oh, Denny's is down the street from my house." So I was like, "All right, cool."
So we go to Denny's, and this is like,
I had Denny's again today. So
if you're familiar with the you're familiar with the area, you know that everything by 192 is just that's kind of like the Waffle House like is dirty and everything.
It's dirty.
So long story short, we go to Denny's, and our food was cold.
I didn't order food. I'm glad I didn't order
My food was
anything.
cold, so me and my best friend got mozzarella sticks. And they were literally like ashier than my ankles on a Monday afternoon.
And you know, that's how I knew that I was drunk because I was eating them and I thought they were like fucking life until one of you guys mentioned that they were trash, and then I was like, wait, they are, and I was like, what?
It was completely white. It was just white.
But I think they did fire the
which kind of makes me sad, but at the same time
because I've been a couple of times after and they did good. But yeah, I had a good time. We ended up playing a card game. What's it called? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
That shit was dope. My cousin came out. Shout out to him. My boy Joe came out. Jemm came out.
My friend
Sid came out. Was that it?
Yeah.
I thought those. My boy Chad came out, but he didn't come back with us. So yeah, shout out to everybody that came out. I had a good time. I wanted to, I guess, kind of have like one last fun, irresponsible-ish birthday because you know next year I'll be 30 and I won't be with the shits anymore. But you know, I had a good time. It was fun. I needed that. It like kind of like got my mind off of all the other bullshit. And then I woke up to more bullshit, but we don't need to talk about that because might hit a nerve. So let's just leave it alone.
But yeah,
you know what I hate? I hate when people. I'm gonna be petty for a second. It's just petty hour. When people tell you certain things, like, kind of let you know they're not interested anymore in a way. Like, alright, cool, isn't working out. Alright, dope, whatever. And then they're sliding in your fucking DMs, sending you heart emojis and all this other bullshit because you're posting fire selfies. Like, nah. Which one? You know what I mean? Like, no. No more of that.
Then
you know
that's
what I mean?
again with this social media personas, is that social media is so different from
right.
reality.
Yeah, exactly. Because the way that person is way different.
Yeah.
And
so,
you know.
I know. I get the vibes that happens. But yeah, how do you feel a year older?
More everything hurts more now.
You're gonna start getting that arthritis.
Word, but I did get back in the gym. I've been hitting the gym, which is kind of cool. That
wow,
I've been
look at
drinking.
you! Shit,
I mean,
okay.
there's a pretty dope gym at where I live now. They have like a pool and sauna and everything. So I've been hitting all that shit during the week.
Can you bring
guests?
guests?
Not working. Yeah.
Okay, because
we should have that.
Taylor and I will slide through.
We should have like a cookout, like
we
for real.
Yeah.
For real. We'll play, you know, because they have a big ass pool. They have a jacuzzi, sauna, basketball court, tennis court, playground. Cool, so even Leon could come and.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not. No, although only. But No, we should make that shit. That'd be cool.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
Vibe, get the same people out. But yeah, I've been kind of trying to work on myself, not only spiritually but also physically, because I feel like that would also help.
I was gonna use the room tonight.
Yo, Lucky's is on some other shit. The power didn't go out this time, but we had some not so lovely ladies come in and say, we need the room. Like, nah, we're here till 8 o'clock. You know what makes me laugh? Or actually makes me mad? Is that she just said that she didn't even make a reservation. But when we try to make a reservation just one day before, they said no.
Right.
But they could just walk in.
Not cool, Lucky.
Y'all ever heard of white privilege? Because that's what it is right there. But anyways, I've been kind of, just get back to what we're talking about. I've been trying to, better myself, not only mentally and morally, but also physically. I've been trying to eat better, hitting the gym, and, like I said, I cut beer, haven't smoked a cigarette in I don't even know how long. So, yeah, just little by little, I've been trying to do that. I feel like my 30th, or going into my 30th, I want to be a whole different person. Like, I think my goal is, like, I don't want to sound like
cliche.
With a cliche, we're like, I got like the New Year kind of resolution, but I want to next year. I want to, by the time I hit 30, I want to be the person I used to be before, where you know what I mean, like not miserable and sad all the time, and actually want to be around people that I care about, and
Yeah, for sure.
So
that's a good goal.
It's progress. We'll see what happens.
So
and then
we were supposed to talk about the Joker, but I haven't seen it yet, so I feel like it would kind of be premature for me to jump on that review because everybody's saying how good it is. I'm waiting for my husband and I to get a day where we can see it together.
That's all I'll say is that it was really good. You definitely need to watch it. I've seen it twice actually. And
oh my god.
I think me and you will enjoy it more than normal person because just the way we analyze all the psychological sides of shit, and there's nothing but that on this movie, that you're gonna enjoy it, which is why I had to watch the second time to really analyze.
Yeah, some movies you watch and then
you know what I mean. Yeah,
yeah.
But I enjoyed it, man. One of my favorite movies of a really long time. But you guys should definitely watch it, and then when you do, then we'll actually do a full breakdown of the movie. We'll review it, but for now, like I said, we don't want to jump into it and spoil it when you guys haven't seen it. So
yeah.
With that being said, we're gonna wrap it up so these fucking idiots can get the room.
It's been real per usual. And I just want to remind you guys that there is a Space Coast Music Festival happening.
I was about to ask
November 2nd.
Yeah, we'll be out there. We'll be out there.
So make sure you're on Facebook looking at that. It's called Space Coast Music Festival. A couple of my friends are in some awesome bands. Check out Character Witness on Twitter and on Facebook. They're going to be playing in the show. So just make sure you're peeping around things that are going around locally, and make sure that you are standing up for your black friends, your trans friends, your gay friends, all your friends that are different from other people. Make sure you're doing the best that you can to advocate, and that's all I got.
I think it was just to wrap it up. We made the post the other day on our page was that. If you are local and you have anything that you want to talk about, promote, like if it's a product or music or art or anything that you want us to talk about, we're all about promoting and helping everybody grow. So just DM us,
and
comment,
if you want to be a guest, message one of us on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Let us know so we can have somebody else other than the two of us, and we like to hear other people's opinions.
Yeah, for sure. We want to. I think after the 10th episode, we want to really start switching things up.
Yeah, so we're gonna start inviting people to come and sit with us and. Have it more relaxed, do some video so you guys can kind of see the bullshit that goes on.
That's why I've been working on my physical so I can get on the video, because right now
I gotta lose my double chin.
Same. Well, I got a beard now, so it doesn't matter.
I gotta get rid of this double chin. So yeah.
And then we'll be at the festival that Jemm mentioned. We're gonna be out there. We're probably gonna have flyers, and we should probably try to go for either hats or T-shirts to go have out there. Some merch. It'll be dope for y'all to support us, but just look for that. When is it? November what?
November 2nd.
November 2nd.
And it's
we'll
gonna be
out there.
I think it starts at 9 a.m.
Yeah, so we'll be out there all day, promoting and handing shit out. So hope you'll see you guys out there. And we're just gonna wrap shit up now. Thank you guys for listening. This episode should be available in a few days. And that's all I got. You got anything else, Jemm?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, you guys take care.
Bye, guys.
Love most of y'all.